ain't my problem. Vendors are extorting us for high fees. Customers are lowballing us to drop price. The rivalry right in the middle is an absolute mudfight. It literally solves nothing. We're getting continuously bashed by amateur new entrants and high-tech substitutes. This is literally a 28-3 level of absolute defeat. I'm so sleepy. You degenerates awake? I'm just laying in bed, staring at the ceiling, scrolling on my phone. You guys are probably hiding in the toilet or trying to escape reality at work while listening to this, huh? It's fine. That's our privilege. Before we jump into it, let me break down today's agenda real quick. I know some of you brain-dead goobers are gonna complain. Too long, didn't read, so I'll keep it simple. 4 parts today. Part 1. Midnight sighs and the absolute void of wage cucking. Part 2. Dissecting the structure with the 5 forces. Part 3. Who's actually making bank? Identifying the exploitation matrix to cope. And Part 4. Tomorrow's Monday, time to disband. That's the flow. Keep up, you goobers. Let's kick off with Part 1. Midnight sighs and wage cucking. Today, I took the pack train home after working overtime. Pure hell, let me tell you. This salaryman standing next to me was literally sleeping with his eyes rolled back while holding onto the strap. Mouth half open, letting out this voiceless, sigh. Looked like a straight-up living corpse. Big yikes. Looking at his worn-out suit, it felt like I was looking at my future self, and this massive wave of despair just hit me. I couldn't take it, so I checked my bank account balance on my phone, and when I saw my net income for this month, I almost yelled, "What the fuck?" Laughing my ass off, it was so low. I literally roasted the screen like, this ain't an elementary schooler's New Year's allowance. It's giving 150,000 yen take-home pay. Kikanko levels of broke. Seriously, who the hell caps about working being fun? You normies living in a fairy tale need to wake up. Sure, there are exceptions, but look at the big picture, man. I involuntarily opened my browser and searched, "Want to quit my company?" You degenerates are all the same, right? Looking at your take-home pay, despairing, and listening to this podcast to escape reality. It's cool. Today, I'm gonna clear up all that brain fog for you. That's part 1. All right, straight to the next chapter. Part 2. Dissecting the structure with the 5 forces. This is where the real shit begins. Today's main topic, bad news. My company is structurally a dead game. The result of analyzing it was some guy named Michael Porter's 5 forces. I'm gonna spill it all. You lads ever heard of Michael Porter? He's some authority in competitive strategy, an absolute unit of a smart American boomer legend. This Chad Porter came up with a framework called the 5 forces analysis. Just to give you the objective definition, this 5 forces thing is a tool to analyze industry structure and sniff out the 5 factors that determine how fierce the competition is and how much bank you can make. Basically, it's like this. To put it so even we can understand, the difference between an industry that prints money and one that's dead on arrival ain't just about the CEO's willpower or 1v1ing your rival. It's structurally decided by all sorts of external pressure. Might go against your intuition, but that's reality. That's the 5 forces in a nutshell. So here comes my anecdotal stuff, but keep it separate from the theory, yeah. I used to think, who cares about these try-hard corporate buzzwords? But on a late-night whim, I applied this 5 forces shit to my own company. And I saw a reality so miserable, it gave me a massive yikes. I'm gonna tell you the results of using this corporate buzzword as an exploitation analysis tool for us bottom feeders from a Wagie's perspective. You clueless normies who don't know this are just gonna keep getting farmed. Picture this diagram in your head. In the middle, there's a box called Industry Rivalry. And surrounding it, from the top, bottom, left, and right, there are arrows of threat stabbing into it from 4 directions like some pentagonal power map. It's a super clean business infographic, but the reality is just us getting totally beat down. Let's look at 2 of those 5 factors first. Top is the threat of new entrants. bottom is the threat of substitutes. First, the threat of new entrants. Our industry doesn't require any certs, and you barely need any capital. So new companies just keep spawning like idiots every single day. Guys who were doing completely different jobs yesterday just swarm in like hyenas with a single laptop saying, "We offer the same service starting today." It's like an F-rank university that lets anyone in. Zero defense lines. No wonder it turns into a race to the bottom with prices. Too bad, but entirely expected. Second, the threat of substitutes. This one's brutal too. With all these new techs and cheaper services rolling out, the work my company does could get replaced by some other method at any moment. To give you an analogy, it's like we're busting our asses, polishing the buttons on flip phones, while the latest smartphones are being handed out for free right next to us. No matter how much unpaid overtime I pull to show my grit, if there's a cheaper way, the customers are going to go there. The correlation here is an absolute unit. At the end of the day, with all these attacks coming from the outside, there's no way my company is making any profit. Let's get things straight. Next chapter. Part 3. Who's actually making bank? Identifying the exploitation matrix to cope. I just talked about new entrants and substitutes, but Chad Porter's 5 Forces has 2 more nasty players. That's the bargaining power of buyers and the bargaining power of suppliers. First, the bargaining power of buyers. Basically, the clients and customers have way too much leverage over us. My company has so many rivals that if we act even a little tough, the clients are like, "Oh, we'll just ask another company. Bye," and hang up immediately. So the sales guys just grind themselves down, bowing and begging, "Please give us the job. We'll do it for cheap." Put yourself in their shoes. If you're the one choosing and there are infinite replacements, obviously you're going to beat down the price and use the most convenient, cheapest option. It's a completely buyer-favored market. Makes perfect sense, right? And the other one, the bargaining power of supplier. This is the leverage of the vendors my company relies on. This one's scummy too. We get charged a fat margin every month just to use their system. And if they say we're raising the price, we have no choice but to say yes, understood. Because if we rebel, we literally can't do our jobs. The mechanic is simple. From above, vendors are extorting us for high fees. And from below, customers are lowballing us to drop price. And from the sides, we're getting continuously bashed by amateur new entrants and high-tech substitutes. The rivalry right in the middle is an absolute mud fight. This is literally a 28-3 level of absolute defeat. There's nowhere to run. There's no way we're making any profit. So, let's figure out why it's like this. Where do you think all the backlash from this omnidirectional pressure goes? Exactly. Straight to the bottom feeders are wages. Since the company's profits are grinding down to nothing, the suits at the top just run away saying, "Sorry, no bonuses again this month." Nah, bro, this ain't a lack of effort on my part. It's because of this trash tier industry structure. I look like a total brain-dead clown, busting my ass without knowing it. The moment I realized this, I was alone in the middle of the night, laughing my ass off. Absolute, I'm dead moments. I mean, no matter what I do, it's a guaranteed loss. It's an unwinnable game. Honestly, it's funny. It's not that I'm brain dead and my take-home pay is low because of me. It's because this industry's structure is totally dead. Keep facts and opinions separate, but the fact is, we are getting exploited. So you degenerates don't need to blame yourselves just because your pay is low. It's not your fault. As Chad Porter says, the industry structure is just literal dog shit. Just give up and cope, thinking, wow, there are some real clowns in this world. This is educational as hell, isn't it? All right, on to the final, 4th chapter. Tomorrow's Monday, time to disband. Even after flexing this high-level analysis and destroying my company's hopeless situation with facts and logic, gotta separate what you can change from what you can't, but look at reality. Tomorrow morning, I still have to get rocked on a packed train and clock into the dead center of that trash structure. It literally solves nothing. For real. Zero vision for the future. I'd love to say, well, it ain't my problem. But the sad part is, it's 100% my problem. Separate feelings from facts all you want, but this shit makes you want to cry. I'm getting sick of this. Gotta get up early tomorrow. I'm going to sleep. You lads are probably crying in your futons listening to this. Whining, I don't want to go to work tomorrow. Wipe your tears, bro. Laughing my ass off, he's seething. Well, I'll find some more funny bait later, and we'll play around with it like this again. I know pressing the subscribe button is probably too much work for you, but just click it so you have something to kill time with. By the way, preview for tomorrow, I'm gonna break down the argument from ignorance. It's another piece of mental gymnastics. The clowns in this world love to use, so look forward to it. Later. Go to sleep early, you degenerates. Disbanded. Dead on arrival.